Thank you all. Today I'm going to call to order the General Services, Health, and Environment Committee meeting. Committee members present is Deb Zamer and Joyce Love and myself, Jack Flynn. Today we're going to be discussing 3 resolutions on street naming and 2 ordinances that deal with DGS and enforcement and the plumbers. So we're going to start by having the DGS Deputy Commissioner Frank Ziola discuss Ordinance 86225, which is amending the Code of the City of in relation to clarifying household refuse collection and enforcement. Frank?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Really what this is just, some, as you said, it's some housekeeping to clean up some of the code. About a year and a half ago, some changes were made, wholesale changes were made to the code as far as trash fines and things of that nature, and some of the language when it came out was a little unclear. So we went through and made a few changes. Also, there were some changes as far as at another time there was some changes about all mattresses needing to be wrapped because we're going to assume every mattress put at the curb could have bed bugs. So that was included, and a few other items. So really, it makes some reference to us looking at the rental dwelling registry for notification. That's something that really hasn't been done. We look at the state ARPAS system for who owns a property prior to any notification. So it was minor things like that that we just made some changes to. How the fines, the council passed a pretty direct way of how the fine should be issued, but there was a couple words that were a little unclear of exactly how, so all we did was clarify that. So that's all this is.
Councilmember Zamer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just quickly, yeah, I can see how this, I looked through this already, and it definitely cleans some stuff up and makes the legislation clearer. Can you just speak to briefly the notification, the rental dwelling registry is out, and so can you just explain that?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, that was kind of old language where we would look at a rental registry for who owned the property, but we're looking at, I think, a higher source of verification of ownership through the state records, the ARPAS program. So with all of that, I think it's a much better source. So we just figured we haven't used the rental registry, I'd probably say in decades. So I think it was better that we just get rid of it and focus on the system that's the best.
Great, thank you.
Now joining us is Councilmember Anane. Thank you for joining us. Does anybody else any questions about 86225? About the fine or the refuse collection? Pretty clear. All right, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to move ordinance 8.62.25 out of committee with a favorable recommendation.
Seconded by Joyce Love. All in favor say aye. Any abstentions? Any nays? Thank you. Now ordinance 148125 to deal with the membership of the examining board of plumbers. Frank, I think this one's self-explanatory. It has to do with residency requirement.
Yeah, I'm actually, to be honest with you, that actually is a function of buildings and codes. It's not
Yes,
DGS,
okay, yes.
yeah.
So
But-
basically, this is just allowing the,
So I have nothing to add to that. I don't
Right.
have any issue, but yeah.
basically, this is just allowing the list to go beyond the city of Albany, like all our ordinances, so we can get more plumbers involved off the list. I assume it's going to be done with the electrical also someday. Any other questions?
It seemed pretty clear cut. It was just to expand the pool.
Right. That's basically what's expanding the pool.
Yeah.
Any questions? Want to make a recommendation?
I'd like to make a motion to move ordinance 148125 out of committee with a positive recommendation.
Second?
I'll second.
I just want to say for the record that Commissioner LaJoy had a death in the family, and he was not able to speak on behalf of this, but he was in favor of this change, for the record. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Now we're going to do, Joyce, which one's your resolution? 93? All right, we're going to go Resolution 93-8125, renaming Sharon Avenue. Joyce, would you like to speak on that?
Yes,
You want to hit the button, Joyce? Yeah.
yes. Deputy, this lovely woman, my dear, is one of your supervisor's grandmother, Corey Johnson. That's his grandmother. And the reason why they call her my dear is because she was like everybody's mother in the neighborhood, in the whole neighborhood. If you came to Albany and you was looking for a place to stay or a meal, and people tell you, go right down on Sheridan Avenue, whatever number, 175, my dear, give you a meal, find you some place to stay. You know, like she had people that had rooming houses back in the days. She was a lovely lady. She loved to cook. She loved to dance. But I tell you something, the Madeir, Tyler Perry, the Pele Madeir, ain't got nothing on her. When I say this is a Madeir, and I'm quite sure a couple of her kids and grandkids would tell some jokes about her, but this Madeir, she's the original. She is the original. So I was talking to one of her granddaughters, and she wants to set this up for October the 3rd at 2 p.m.
Is that a Friday, I believe?
So can we say October the 3rd at noon? I'm gonna change it to noon. And I'll text her and tell her noon. It still have to come out of committee and also be voted on at the council.
I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem to be able to
Okay.
do that date.
All right.
I actually was at this woman's funeral.
Oh, okay.
I actually went the outpouring of love at her funeral, her and her daughter.
Right.
It was her daughter, his
Right.
mother was her, yeah, they're
Right.
both, it's an amazing family.
Right, amazing family. So yes, I'm all for this, naming the street after Viola, my dear.
Frank, I assume this is enough time to get the sign ready? I mean, I don't know that process.
It won't be a problem.
That won't be
I
a
can't imagine. I will confer with
Bill?
Bill Trudeau, and we'll get that taken care of.
All right, sounds good. Sounds like a wonderful lady.
I hope we all there that day. Okay, all right. All right,
I'll be in town, I know that.
okay.
Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to move Resolution 93.81.24R out of committee with a favorable recommendation.
Second? Second by Councilmember Ronani. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Now,
We can do
as a
Derek's.
committee, do you want to move forward with these?
Yeah, we can move,
Since
I
nobody's
want
here
to,
on behalf,
I'm
We'll
going
go
to,
for it. Okay.
I'll
Just
speak
wanna-
on.
Just want to ask.
Derek's
So let's
resolution.
talk about Resolution 59-6125, life and legacy of Shirley Archie, and renaming a portion of Waterley Ave in his honor. I mean, the resolution is pretty self-explanatory. Talks about, I mean, I'll read a little bit for the record since the sponsor isn't here. Shirley Ann served as a sour activist for social justice whose convictions were an inspiration to hundreds of friends and passerby, whereas one of 5 children raised by a single mother in Niagara Falls. Shirley Archie Jr. overcame a severe case of tuberculosis and its years of hospitalization and quarantine. In his youth was not marked by overt racism, but after being drafted into the Army to serve as an intelligence officer in Vietnam, racial tension became prevalent. I'm just going to skip around. Shirley Archie Jr. began his journey of keeping a silent vigil on street corners for much of the following decade, often traveling across the city of Albany and surrounding communities to stand against racism. At the intersection of Central Avenue and Waterloo Avenue, Archie's activism drew a following of over-concerned members, inspiring them to join him at noon every first Saturday of the month. Whereas Archie will not be remembered just for standing against racism, but for his advocacy in other ways, including participating in peace walks against nuclear proliferation, supporting efforts to combat racial injustice in the food system, acting in the documentary theater performance Whitewashed, the Racism Project that highlighted racism and oppression, and given talks on racial justice. And basically, that's a quick biography of Shirley, so I have no issues with renaming the street in his honor. Any questions or any comments?
No. I'd like to make a motion to move resolution 596125R out of committee with a positive recommendation.
Second?
Second.
Second by Joyce Love. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Now let's do Resolution 7125R, honoring the life and legacy of Destiny A. Green and renaming a portion of Wilbur Street in her honor. Councilmember Love would like to say a few words on behalf of Councilmember Derek Johnson, who's the sponsor.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I'd like to say this is really heartbreaking, and it's really hard for me to get through this, but I know her grandmother. I didn't know her mother. I knew her grandmother. Her grandmother was named Padilla. Lovely lady. This Destiny was at the wrong place at the wrong time. She's a resident of Colony. She went to Colony High. She was out one evening with her uncle to buy some sneakers from someone, and I could be wrong, from someone off of us that somebody had brought off of Amazon or somewhere off the line. And the intention was to rob him. And Destiny was sitting in the back seat, and she caught the bullet. She died shortly after in the hospital. It's a waste. The girl never got a chance to grow up. Finish for me. Finish for me.
Yeah.
Councilmember Alani?
Yeah, and again, any death by gun violence is tragic, and it's important that we recognize individuals who have so much potential to see. And I believe that Councilmember Johnson, Councilmember Joyce Love stand in honor of this recognition to the family and to the community. Her family began a scholarship in 2021 in her memory for student graduating high school and providing at least 2 $500 checks yearly. And I think that's so important to make sure that her memories and her life lives on. So I'll make a motion to move resolution 727125R out of committee with a positive recommendation.
Second by Joyce Love. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. That's the end of the agenda. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any nays? Thank you all.